Dun dun dun! Look at that beautiful overlay. We're all here. Welcome back to the world of Cairne, ladies and gentiles, monkeys and reptiles, boys and girls of the appropriate ages. Good to have you.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
Awesome. Well, goodness, when we left off, we were in quite the pickle. Figuratively.
I think we were holding out pretty well.
Yeah. No, you guys were doing okay. Anyone want to give a recap? I'll allow you the floor if you do.
I will try my hand at it, I suppose.
All right. It'd be good for those who weren't with us, especially.
Yes. But we resumed in our previous session in conversation with the deeply undead champion of the local power. This would be Phaedra, though none of us know that, of course. She proceeded to interrogate our dear friend Az over his rampant misuse of the local artist's powers as an unlicensed siphoner.
Point of contention.
Yes.
I don't think she's an authority.
No. But she is deputized to murder anything at all for any reason.
Also true.
Second point of contention. My library card was issued 250 years before she was even a thought.
Indeed.
So,
Az comes from the old days where you received powers from your local god. We don't have those anymore, so he's just been kind of borrowing from the locals.
At least Erebus didn't show up.
just because God's gone doesn't mean the library card's invalid.
Indeed. This also accounts for several changes in how his own artist powers work that Az is going to have to work through.
Yeah, it's an exciting moment every time we try something.
Gotta love it.
We managed to get out of that conversation without being murdered, although it did look a little close at 1 or 2 points. We're probably still under observation. Once you've attracted the attention of a power, it doesn't simply go away.
Accurate.
Regardless, we traveled on. We passed up what appeared to be an ancient dwarven causeway that at some point in the distant past the dwarves themselves had fled down, away from some terror, surely the blight, the monsters, who knows. At one end of the causeway, we ran into a dwarven settlement of some kind. I have forgotten the name. I feel like it had silver in there somewhere.
The Argent Mine.
The Argent Mine, there we go. The dwarves there were very rude and insisted that there was nothing for us going forward, and were quite doubtful that we would survive a trip to the Domes of the Shining Eyes. Being relatively polite and wishing to stay in the good graces of a probably lethal group of Forvinian soldiers, just like straight up soldiers, heavily armed, we turned back. Proceeding up a somewhat disused and little traveled by road along the causeway, we came to the site of an excavation, a small construction. We have as yet not quite determined its purpose. It seems to have some archaeological significance, according to Belethir. While exploring this small temple-like structure, we were attacked by a variety of Blight Born, who appear to have killed the workers here. At least that's as much as Listener could tell with his spiritualist powers. And we are currently engaged in combat with them. We are trying desperately as players to wrap our heads around the new and expanded magic mechanics that we are toying with right now.
And you're doing great.
We're doing our level
Doing
best.
great.
Listener has summoned the spirits of the miners as a distraction. Genesis is projecting light by vibrating matter very, very quickly. You know, stuff's happening and it's pretty fun.
Yes.
As is Astral projecting a copy of himself to wield his axe, or glaive, rather, so that he doesn't have to be in the explosion radius when these things die.
Yeah.
Stuff is happening.
Combat is getting very interesting.
And I think that catches us up.
Yes, very well. That being said, we are already in initiative at the top of the order by the look of it. So if everyone is ready, we can dive right in. Shall we?
I'm
shall.
just chilling.
All right. In that case, Genesis, you are up.
Oh. Pro tip to all players and the viewers at home, quite possibly. The initiative tracker is very busted.
Oh, that's right. This one is the busted one, isn't it?
The things that Church will see and talk about will not at all correspond to your experience.
Just go with it. Just go with it. All right, Genesis, what do you got? You're still holding your focus to
Okay.
keep generating this enormous orb of lights where a listener is standing in. Those are either a lot of notes or candy wrappers. I can't tell.
They should be my notes, but apparently I've either grabbed the wrong stack. 1 second.
You're good.
Genesis is flipping through their
God.
spell book.
I was about to say these should be my notes, but someone has replaced them all with Snickers wrappers.
Oh my god. Okay, if I were organized, that'd be dangerous. I tell you. Okay, so we went over the thing last time about like the 5 abilities, and I did not put that in my character sheet at all. Okay, I took the notes and I either put them in the back of this, or
If needed,
Yeah.
they are in
On
the
the
source
world
material.
manual,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
oh my god. Okay, yes. Can I hold my turn while I look for that?
Yeah, you can maintain the. Remember, you were holding the light. It was costing you a point per round, but you can still maintain it and just hold it if you want.
And
Church,
how
do I
many-
need to get into the turn order?
Sorry?
Do I need to be in the turn order? I don't see myself in there.
Yeah, you're actually up next.
How many
Remember, the
adversaries
turn
were
order
there?
is badly broken right now.
3 remain on the board. Yeah, 3.
So I don't. Just going off the top of my head, we talked about like telekinesis, right? There's 2 of them that are within our area, right?
Within your area?
Within the
There's
specifically the light thing.
they've all kind of. The only one that's close to the light really is this one.
And if they enter it,
They
get
won't.
like.
They won't willingly enter it unless they're like frenzied or pissed off or hungry enough to endure it, which is very unlikely.
And the one that's here is lurching towards
As
ads. Okay. There's
Or
not
the-
one lurching towards
it's the copy
Saoirse
of-
anymore?
It's the copy of As. Well, this one down here is making its way around.
Okay. I'm gonna position myself kind of right here, and maintain for now, while I find my thing. Because I
Sounds-
know I
Sounds good.
wrote copious notes and I have no idea.
You're good. It's all good. All right. So maintaining, which brings us to Uki. You are up.
Did Az steal my scoped musket last time?
No, I fired it.
Oh, you fired
But I
it.
rolled in that one.
Oh no.
Yeah, he jammed it.
He did.
But I spent
Also-
the next round fixing it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
good.
this round you're ready to fire.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
cool.
of note, as did have Uki use pitch, so that is that blue sort of cone shape on the field. So you don't have to worry about spreading flaming tar on the field or anything.
Yeah, it's burning
Yeah, okay,
already.
great.
Pitch had a 2-round recharge,
I believe it was something like
so
that.
it's up again now.
Well, also, I mean, if they don't have a saving throw, it lasts for a certain amount of time anyway.
Yeah.
They didn't
So-
really seem to be too affected by it.
Ah, okay, cool. Well, I will say, it is one of those things right now because of my placement. I can't use it without hurting anyone. So I'm going to use my scope musket on this one right here. Okay. Let's see how we go. But wait a minute. Let me see. What did I? Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry about that.
Okay. Scope musket 17 to hit. Which one were you going after?
I was aiming the one next. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yes.
That strikes. Passing through it, it kind of jerks as the bullet tears through it. But as you guys have noticed with prior strikes of most of your strikes, they just kind of tear through it. They don't seem to be too bothered, but you have taken a couple down, so it's working.
Okay. And I do get extra attack, right?
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire. Well, I guess the question is,
You're straight
yeah, huh?
combatant level 11 now, right? You get 3.
Yeah, that's true. I do.
Mhm.
So now with the scope musket, do I have to worry about reloading, or do I need to? And I need to switch to my pistols, or can I use the scope musket?
If you remember, you can reload one weapon as a bonus action.
One weapon as a bonus action.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. What the heck? I've got 2 loaded pistols. I'm just gonna pop each one of those off for my extra attacks. Okay.
All right, go for it.
For my second, my third.
Same
Now when I
one?
do, yeah. And I can do these both normal rolls for my second and third, correct?
Correct.
There's the next
Another
one,
hit.
16.
Another hit tears through it.
Okay, and then one more. The third, 19 for 7 piercing.
Also another one. So as your third shot pierces the creature, you see it kind of warble and screech out real loud and then detonate, as they have been upon destruction. So about a 10-foot radius around the thing just erupts in void energy, narrowly missing Wilhelm, but blowing the apparition of Az away. Thank you for removing that. So another one down. Uki, the dead ringer. Anything else for you, Uki?
I think that's it, unless I still have a action that I can reload the scope musket.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'll do that then.
All right. Listener, you are up.
Hey, all right. I am a little busted at the moment, and I'm going to maintain my generation of these dwarven apparitions that are harrying the remaining Blight Born.
Okay, still directing traffic into...
Still directing traffic. I want them to be right up in their faces, keeping them busy.
I believe that was giving them disadvantage, wasn't it? And you had
Yes,
a
and it
chance to attack the apparitions.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure we were rolling wisdom saves for it.
That's correct.
All right, let me roll you another.
All right.
Hey,
Boom.
not bad.
Solid. All right.
Doing spiritualist things for the first time in a while. Otherwise, I bask in the light.
Excellent. All right. Next up, this guy. Let's give him his save first. Nope.
No, that ain't doing it.
He flails away at the apparitions before him wildly. ineffectively, of course, because they are completely incorporeal. Genesis. Once again, the turn order is all jacked up, but we're just going with it.
Bad.
I am trying to find this, but I'm on my page for my type of profession, and I don't see this list.
Here. I will put it in our Discord here real quick. Don't you worry.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, thank you. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, it's a separate article. Okay, because I was looking at the profession, and I was looking at the mentalist profession.
Yeah, once we get the dice stats and everything in there, then we'll fill a lot more out. But yeah, for now, the esoteric practices, it would be where to look.
And really, all of this will be in the playtest document, so
Yeah,
it'll be a one-stop shop.
all good. So what do you want to do?
Can't really read. There's two here, right? This one and this one?
Yes. You got this. You got this.
I don't know.
Make them hurt. Well, I mean,
So if I dropped this and used another ability, I'd need to use an extra point to target two of them at the same time, right?
yes.
Okay.
But it does allow you the diversity of action at the expenditure of points.
How many points?
How many do you have?
That's a good question.
Good roll, okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Find the. I mean, I have enough to do it. I just don't.
Do it. This is a life-threatening situation.
Okay, let me just tell you what I would like to do, and you tell me how much it would cost, because I'm pretty sure it's an extra point to target an additional being,
Correct?
but I might be reading the thing wrong.
That's right.
Right.
Go ahead. Tell me what you want to do.
So these are beings that are driven by hunger, right? They, to the point where they will cannibalize each other, right? If the situation gets dire enough.
Well, they're both made of void energy, so they wouldn't really be able to cannibalize each other.
It wouldn't give them any like sustenance, but
Well, no, they are basically the opposite of everything that exists in Cairn. And by contacting elements of Cairn, they cause a reaction, which they absorb the energy from. So that's why when they die, they explode, or sometimes when you hit them, they explode. Or if they touch you, it hurts. But if they touch each other, it's not going to really do anything.
Am I thinking of a different being then that's like starving, or is that
You might be
these
thinking
guys?
of the Terror.
Okay. So these guys are just creeping
reminds
towards us because they.
Really hungry.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, these are void
Sandwich.
energy. What you got?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a look at them. Can I consider my opponent, like, and just think about it for a minute?
Yeah, hold your action. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll hold this. And
Yeah, we won't cost this for extra since it's like your second time in a row. So
I just don't.
you're
I
good.
don't.
You're,
I don't
you're
want to
good.
take a risk and do this wrong because.
You're good. It's all good. All right. So we'll go on to Wilhelm. Wilhelm, what do you got?
I am going to try to shoot at this one.
All right,
I believe
Arquebus.
I loaded it last.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take your shot. Let's see what you got. Doctor with a shotgun. All right, so yeah, You fire off. Boom! It kind of goes wide, peppers the rock behind it.
And then a move, and that's it.
All right. Belethir.
Well, alright then. I guess I'll just shoot it with my crossbow.
All right.
Twice.
Solid.
8. And another solid.
Also solid.
And 9.
So 17 total. Which one were you hitting?
This guy over here.
Okay. All right. The bolts pass through it. It kind of it starts. It's still swiping at apparitions. It's getting agitated though. All right. Is that it for you?
Pretty much.
Okay. It brings us to Wilhelm. Oh, this
busted.
This initiative is so broken, but this is a crazy combat round, everyone.
I'm gonna load the arquebus again.
All right, sounds good. All right, Az, you are up. I believe you had tapped water.
I do have water tapped. That's what was allowing me to summon illusionary Azdruzhar.
Correct.
Who has been exploded.
Yes.
Who has been exploded, so I will spend my turn summoning a new illusionary Azdruzhar.
All right. Where will you put him? Okay. Sounds good. All right. Saoirse, you're up.
All right. So I was playing Providence for everyone to keep people safe, but because there are only 2 Blight Born remaining, and she wants to get these things out of here quick, I'm going to switch songs to Build Pod Rebel.
Okay. Everyone keep in mind you have advantage. Alright. Which brings us to our next boy. Were they both getting attacked by the apparitions?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, let's have it go then. What was the DC on that save?
Listener.
For the apparitions, it would be my spell save DC, which 12 does not beat.
Okay. So he's still swiping at the apparitions then?
Yes.
Saoirse maintaining?
Maintaining.
Okay. Listener, you're up.
I continue apace.
Okay.
The hits I took initially did a great deal of damage, so I am not too enthused about leaving the circle of protective light.
This
So
is
have another
fair.
wisdom save.
Alright. Solid. Okay. Az.
Let's see. I transfer the very real glaive from my hand to the illusionary Azdruzhar's hand.
Alright.
And I make my hack strike back end.
Do it.
Wacha! And we have advantage, so I make these with great weapons, master.
They are at advantage.
Ooh, fun. One,
Crit.
2,
Hit.
3.
Also a hit. Booty bump.
Blam!
So let's see what we got total here. God, you know what? He detonates. Of course, obliterating the illusion, but himself as well, narrowly missing everyone in the wake. That's another one down.
It's a casual 85.
Yeah, no, that was more than enough.
Okay, cool.
By a long shot.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. And since it was the summoned glaive, it technically bypassed their resistance. So.
And the glaive reappears in my hand.
Alright. Genesis, you are up.
So the one that's left, void energy is like you're saying it causes a reaction when we touch it.
Think of it like antimatter.
I was just gonna ask you that. Holy shit. Okay. So there's a very vast difference between the vibration of the air around me and what's in this void being, right?
Yes.
So if I wanted to just turn off the lights and then put this vibration of energy inside this being.
Okay.
Like,
you want to use it as a radiant attack, basically?
Like, picture being in a bright room and all of a sudden the lights just go out, and then, like, from inside its ribs, there's just this violent shaking going on that just begins and starts, like, shaking its I don't know if this is even accurate, first of all. This is what I would like to try to do. This is what I've been studying to do, to try to attempt to do it. To just start shaking it, you know?
Yeah. No, I get what you want to basically
jiggle that.
Create a radiant attack within the figure of the Blight Born.
Right.
An expanding ball of light, basically, within it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
look at it and look at its trajectory towards Saoirse and be like, nah.
So this will take a point for the initial attack. Yeah, just a point for the attack.
Okay.
So give me basically, we'll say just for ease of use, a like ranged spell attack type roll.
Okay. Dice roller. Okay. Well, here we go.
You got this.
Oh wait. Advantage, right?
Correct.
So I can just do this twice.
Yeah.
Ding. Oh, that's sad. And then not better. Okay, it's 12.
Ouch.
All right.
It's a 12.
So here's what we'll do. Would you like to expend another point?
Would you like to double or nothing?
I feel like it's going to be bad either way, so sure.
Go ahead. Give me one more roll.
Oh, God.
As we expend an extra point to keep track of these now.
Okay, let's just take a second. Breathe.
You got
and
this.
Hope that we don't die. Okay?
What are the odds of you rolling a 2 or a 1 again?
Pretty high considering I've been rolling those all day. so.
I
It's
probably
1
just,
in 400. Come on.
Can confirm.
I probably just jinxed you by saying that.
Why
No,
would you ask me that question?
It's not in the hundreds. It's literally 2 out of 20.
You got this. You got this.
It's only 10%.
Come on.
That's much
There
better.
you go. There you go.
Oh, that makes me sad. Okay.
No, that hits.
18. Come on.
Yeah, that's solid. So the ball of light bursts in the ribcage of the creature, which immediately starts clawing at itself, tearing away pieces of entropic entity. So we're gonna go with just kind of an average damage for you. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna say, let's do a 1d8 plus proficiency plus intelligence mod.
Okay. Okay.
And if you want to add an additional point, one more point only, I'll let it be a 2d8. As you push extra hard.
He's baiting you into spending the points.
Which will make you have spent 3 points on this one attack. Your call, though.
I think I'll leave it at 1d8.
Okay. So 1d8 plus proficiency plus intelligence mod.
Not bad.
Solid.
Not bad at all.
Very solid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it detonates.
Nice.
Hey.
Boom. So,
How'd you do that thing with the light?
I just.
I tapped the glaive on the. I tapped the end of the glaive on the ground and dismiss.
Janice just looks at it and it just starts like,
yeah.
get it off me!
Through that peace-bound mask. Very solid. Very solid. The Blight Born are no more. Once again, the strange construction deep within Underhome, dark and mysterious, goes quiet. Aside from the spiritual activity that listener is very privy to, which begins to calm and sate. Some of them fall away, while others go back to their routines of what appears to be building or maintaining the structure.
I quite enjoyed the thing with the light.
More than anyone, I imagine.
All right.
So, once again, here we are.
At the Salle de Perdue.
Yeah, there it is. I'll bring that up again, just for the folks that weren't here.
So what were those?
First time, huh?
These creatures have assaulted us in the past, as they are not.
They're like shadows of really weird explosive energy. What's up with that?
That's the void.
The what?
Void, the blight upon the land. It produces many things, some of which are quite strange and very dangerous.
Oh, that ain't natural.
That's
Well,
just
no.
unsanitary.
In fact, I think that's an apt description for most of the blight.
seem
None
to
of
go
this
down
is
easy enough,
natural.
They seem to go down easy enough, though. Why have you had such troubles?
Listener looks down at his scorched bark layer. It's wise not to stand very close to them, though you seem to have picked up on this.
Yeah, that was an interesting trick. I've never pulled that one off before.
Just curious, listener, were you the only one that took a hit?
I might well have been. Wilhelm? Did Wilhelm take a hit?
Don't think so. Let me check.
I think it would have been you, if anybody, because
I think-
Az was pulling tricks pretty early.
I was not always pulling tricks.
No,
I'm
Az
missing
did take a
22
hit.
HP.
Yes.
Az,
okay.
did you take a hit, Az?
As
Yeah,
did.
I'm missing 22.
Alright, let me, this is an unimportant roll, don't pay any mind to it.
Rolls are
A
happening.
perfectly average, unimportant roll.
Perfectly
We
average,
aren't
unimportant.
worried about that.
Which, I would actually feel a little guilty if Az got infected with a second malady.
Second terrible disease.
I would like to be checking people out so if they get injured. Starting with listener.
Alright. Alright. Listener, will you submit to a quick field inspection by the good doctor?
Of course, of course. As
Alright.
he does the inspection, I say, it has taken off some amount of the exterior layer, certainly. My chief concern is there's just not enough sunlight down here to restore it quickly. It may take some days.
Solid.
Yes, it appears that your overlayer. What do you refer to that as?
I believe the correct word is bark, but within the Ogham, such things do not have He gestures at the air. Names. You recall the experience of the thought stream, correct? How the communication between individuals moves beyond the need for such constructions as language.
So it's just simply the concept in your mind, not a word.
Yes.
Huh.
But I am aware of the sort of words used. I think bark is probably correct.
Skin of the tree.
Do you, if you could get me some water, I can see about at least cleaning out the exposed under.
Certainly. Let's see how the flask is feeling today. And I pull the flask out of my bag and I start holding it upside down and casting invisible flask repeatedly until I get some good clean water.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Ah, there we are. Rather cold as well. It may be from nearby. Then I
I will-
provide Wilhelm with water.
Clean that out little bit by little bit so that the water also. After I clean, it can. The clean water can absorb it. Yeah, not the dirty water.
Yes.
All right.
Feeling good.
As
Yeah, what's up?
you were wounded, so you've got some scorch marks and some open wounds and whatnot as well.
Ow.
Would you just, for no reason in particular, make a wisdom save for me?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got a really good wisdom score. I can do those all day.
Good, good.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, as you're watching, and Wilhelm's kind of tending to listeners' wounds, and everyone's dusting themselves off, shaking off the thrill of battle, you're looking down at your own wounds. And strangely, for some reason, it makes you hungry.
Oh my god.
It's a really weird sensation, like you're looking at like this scorch kind of open, like rake across your chest where you were burned, and it's like, I wonder what that would taste like.
What are you? Does anybody else got a hankering for barbecue? You guys still do that?
But yeah, so that's mulling about in your mind. I'll let you do with that what you will. Listener, you can go ahead and make your medicine roll to add some repairage if you'd like. I assume
make the
you.
medicine roll?
No,
Wilhelm.
sorry, Wilhelm.
Yes. I am going to use one. This point is now. Bear with me. I know we changed it. I think it's a D8.
Okay.
Yes. So a D8 plus 2, because I'm not trying to give him any special ability. So
2.
4.
4.
Beautiful.
All right. So he patches you up. You feel a little better, a little cleaner.
Very nice. Very nice.
And after that, I would like to check as.
As do you submit to an examination by a good doctor?
I have come to trust the doctor out in our travels.
Okay.
Stay away from my barbecue, though. I'm saving that for later.
Do you say that?
Uh-huh.
I am going to do the medicine, but I'm also going to that's weird. So 24 medicine.
All right. Solid. It's a scorch wound. No visible signs of infection from the scorch wound.
I again would like to clean out the wound.
Okay. And I'll let you do the same as with listener if you want to heal, if that's your goal.
Yeah, and then I'm also going to bandage it as well.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll for him.
Alrighty. So 3. And can I just kind of see if he seems off? Because that barbecue was a weird statement.
So that would be a psychological exam and require much more time.
I would like to talk to him and just kind of go about it.
Well, you go
gently.
do that while I go search these ruins over here, you know. Let's go have a look.
Alright. So Belethir's off searching. Alright.
I'm marveling that the spirits seem a little bit... Oh, that's pretty good. Spirits seem a little bit calmer. Didn't really think that they would hold a grudge like that.
So, Belethir, as you're searching around, I'll say that you do find what appears to be a sealed compartment along the wall, maybe even several by the looks of it. It's flush. There is no outward handle visible or visible means of opening it, but you can tell that there's something there.
Would Mystic Hands be able to help that? Like, if I get the hands behind the seal and help push it out?
They're not really strong enough to, no.
Okay. Okay.
You might be able to wedge them out with a crowbar or something, if you have something like a tool. You can make one. You are
That's
a
true.
Vorestad.
Indeed, I am. I will indeed make a crowbar.
There you go. All right. So you managed to make a crowbar easily enough. It's a simple tool, and begin to kind of pry away. It turns out that this is a slab of marble, and it's probably about a good 1.5 meters long, maybe a 0.5 meter tall, and about a third thick. Like, it's pretty heavy. So when you get it out, like it kind of falls into you, and you're like, oh. You set it down, and you look inside, and there are 4 what appear to be urns inside.
Interesting.
In a neat little row.
Do I know what these urns are for?
You get a sense that they're probably the ashes of people who have passed.
Is there any writing?
Do you understand Dwarvish at all?
I do. Bavanian.
It is certainly Favenian. Their names and dates. None that you recognize, but yeah, names and dates.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Green Sight, just because.
Okay. So your eyes light up, and you peer into the darkness. Nothing stands out. This appears to just be a tomb.
Gotcha. Well, that's interesting.
Considering the methodology that because you're an archaeologist, I'll tell you this. The methodology that's generally employed by the Fovenians of most bodies get left where they fall with a spike to the head to make sure they don't get up again. Great care was taken to preserve these remains in a very respectful way, which is rare and would belie some sense of honor for the people who are interred there.
Yeah, but don't disturb their rest. Particularly.
Would you like to place the slab back or just leave it open?
I suppose I could slide the slab back, sure.
Alright.
That'd be...
Before he does, I want to peer inside.
Okay.
Anything spirit-like happening in there?
No.
What?
Just
did
some
I
bodies.
tell you?
Yeah,
No desecrating the temples.
I'm putting it back. So yeah, it takes a little effort. It's like I said, it's large and it's very heavy, very cumbersome. But you managed to kind of get it back in, probably with a little help from your shadow abilities to hold it and grip it and push it back in. But yeah, you slide it back in.
Well, that satisfied me curiosity. No magical items in there at all.
No. We're safe, guys. Don't worry. Alright. So anything else here at the memorial?
Now, this space, obviously we've come in through a sort of promenade area. It's got a nice set of columns up front. We walk within to see some nice statuary. What's at the back of it? Does it proceed into caverns? Is it just a blank wall with these, urns interred within? What are we looking at there?
Yeah, it just goes back into like a short hall with these interred remains kind of in rows along it, like a sepulchre.
I'll take a stroll through before we leave, just now that the thread is cleared.
It doesn't go terribly far back. It's not really deep. There doesn't appear to be any visible openings or ways beyond it in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's more of the same as you go back. Not a lot of variance. There is still some statuary, both finished and unfinished, along the way. Based upon everything you've seen from the spiritual activity and the discoveries you've made here, you get the sense that the place was being built and then abandoned halfway through.
The dwarven spirits that I have had materialize to combat their killers, you said they're kind of relaxed now. They're a little more at rest.
Maybe not a little more at rest. Just going back to their routine that they were in, of kind of reliving their last moments.
Okay. May I attempt to speak with one?
Of course. It is your gift.
Yes. I beg the party's forgiveness for a moment. Just 1 second before we move along. Hopefully it is safe here now, and I wish to commune with the dead. See, firstly, if they understand what I've had them do, and secondly, perhaps what this place was for.
Okay. Do you understand Dwarven?
I do not need languages as long as I'm communicating telepathically, which is how I typically commune with the dead.
Well, no, I'm saying the images you'll get will not be as conclusive as the words you could pick up. That's why I'm asking.
Which is fair. I think usually once I have made a connection with a spirit, I feed in from their understanding of language. I think that's how most people tend to talk to me.
Yeah, if you're bringing them in, for sure.
Yeah.
Are you bringing them in, or are you just chatting?
Let's take a moment to consider this, because I literally have no languages on my language sheet, which would have made it very difficult to communicate with the party this whole time.
This is fair.
So, that being said, do you want to maintain the position that I cannot adequately communicate with people if I do not speak their language?
You can still communicate, because you communicate with pictures and images and sounds and sensations and feelings. But the difference between communicating with those versus communicating verbally, it's a different kind of cognitive reception of what you're getting. So, like, you would understand based upon the feelings that you got from this guy, let's say. Just as an example. So, you reach out with your mind and you connect with the spirit, and you immediately become awash with images of the remains of people that give sensations of respect and fealty and admiration and grief being brought in and interred. You see memories of processions of people with guarded warriors walking alongside vigilantly, and everyone being very nervous. You see images of attacks of the Blight Born washing over the people and them just being slaughtered by the dozens as the guards in vain do everything they can to hold them back. And so you're getting these images and these sensations. But if you spoke the language, for instance, if you were a different species that could understand the language, it would just be, oh, let me tell you what happened.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm fairly advanced in the ways of spiritualism at this point. I think I will use my spectral invocation.
All right.
On one of the dwarves that I have recently summoned. Just your choice if there's any distinction between them, but I select one that I did pull the trick with.
Okay. So this would be no struggle. I believe we said we were going to try and move you to a point system for a lot of this stuff too.
Yeah, we were thinking about in the revision having it either be governed by a resource or be governed by a skill check whenever you first enter a state, basically.
Yeah.
So you invoke them and you make a skill check to maintain control or something.
This would be a fairly simple one. It's a simple laborer. They're not, and they're a little used to you by now.
Yeah, this dude wasn't level 15 or anything. It was just,
I was a level 30 Mason.
I can't handle that guy. That guy's basically a spellcaster.
So yeah, you pull the spirit in. You invite him in.
Mm-hmm.
You see kind of listener lurch back a little bit, and then kind of the head starts moving around as though it's taking in surroundings, looking at the strange hands before it. And the spirit is one with your consciousness. You now have a very innate understanding of masonry and mining, as well as stone carving and other such skills.
I lead with that. I say, it is beautiful work that you have done here. It is a shame that it was ended early.
I agree. It would have been quite the thing to see.
What was it to be in the end? I'm afraid I'm not quite familiar with the ways of the dwarves here.
It was a memorial to the fallen.
And whom did you remember?
Too many. Far, far too many.
This have been after the assault of the Blight?
This was during the reclamation, when we fought back to take our home at least as much as we could.
Yes.
How long has it been?
It has been some time. Though I can tell you, the dwarves hold Grundholm still.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh,
It is bright there, pleasant.
I'd like to
At
see
least by
that
forge
again.
light.
I'd like to see that again.
Here. I can pass him the image. I was there. This is my trick.
All right. So,
Are you saying any of this out loud, or is this internal conversation?
I don't say anything out loud.
yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't have a mouth.
Sorry, never mind.
You're welcome to try and eavesdrop telepathically.
Yes.
You have the ability.
That is your trick. Listener doesn't consider it rude. He lived his entire life in constant contact with his whole species.
Genesis reaches out a hand to tap listener on the shoulder sees him staring into the middle distance. Well, not really staring because he doesn't have eyes, but still, you get the vibe.
Mhm.
And then pauses, seeming to consider doing something. So my motivations for this, he's talking to the mason, and Genesis has that stone, right? And he's being told, I guess if I'm eavesdropping, I hear that he's being told that they still hold the stronghold, Grunhold, and I have the stone from that.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal for attempting to eavesdrop.
Just tapping him on the shoulder is enough that he'll just reach out and loop you in. That's nothing to him. That's the only way he can even like figure out what it is you were tapping him for.
It would seem a little bit invasive to just sit there and listen in without your permission. So we'll just tap.
You're looped in.
Hi.
You hear him discussing with the dwarf. He's showing him the image of Grunholm, a warm glow of fire in the dark.
Yeah. So
Forvinians bustling to and fro.
I feel like it's really easy for a listener to show graphically and visually what the place looked like from a very clinical perspective, but like the thing that moves people about Grunholm and the efforts that they've put in year after year is like how much fortitude that took. And that's a very innate element of their tribe, like that strength of will to like continue to be there.
Yes. And this is nothing that listener would recognize really, and everything that Genesis would be familiar with.
I just want to layer that in there.
Yeah, hit it. Get it in there.
So the spirit becomes overwhelmed emotionally, with a sense of pride and longing, loss, desire. Very strong sense of desire. Not so overwhelming, though, that he would try to take over.
He would have a bit of a struggle ahead of him.
He would. But no, it's more of just a nostalgic longing than anything. And a lot of sadness. Rustic hospitality.
I keep finding reasons to use that. You thought I wasn't going to use that trait? You're wrong.
That's funny.
We're going to have to include that in the rewrite, so there will be something just like that in the rewrite, just for you.
Nice.
Only effective.
Thanks.
All right, so, yeah, you share the information, and he shares what you asked. Do you want to try and keep him with you, or do you want to let him go?
I'll let him go, but before he goes, I wanted to ask him. Now, I did call upon your assistance just a moment ago, and I must ask, do you recall this?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You and your compatriots, I summoned you to avenge yourselves against your killers.
No, I mean, I've been working on this column all day.
Yes. Very well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Rest well.
So he departs and goes back to working on the column. In his own ghostly way. You're not really making a lot of progress, sadly.
Yes. With Genesis still on the line, I comment, it seems to take a great deal of effort to truly instruct the dead that they are dead. Not sure it presents much advantage either.
So, listener, I'm going to say for the next hour, you do retain some benefits, some bonus for any stonework-related questions you may have over the next hour.
Good.
The lingering knowledge stays with you for a little bit.
I extend. But oh my, did they truly know a lot about rocks?
Is it necessary for them to know they're dead?
No. No, but I think in a better world they might.
A better world. Poor Cairne. So, what would you guys like to do from here?
GTFO.
Head out?
Saoirse's ready to get on the move and get to the Domes of the Shining Eyes.
Alright.
She wants to continue, trying, going back west, and then once we get to about the point where the manor was, head, north from there.
So should we get back to the overland? Is that everyone's agreement?
Yeah, listener provides the party with this information that may assist in the goal, that this was intended as a memorial to those fallen in the retaking of the dwarven lands here beneath the mountain, and it appeared to have fallen to this collection of Blight Born before it was completed. It was not, as far as he could determine, a hidden path onwards to basically anywhere.
Damn it. Alright. So,
Alright.
I will bring
I'd
us...
agree with... Sorry.
No, I was just going to say I'll bring us to the overland then.
Alright.
Here we go.
I zoom many times.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. There we go. Alright. Once again, we embark into the unknown. No, sorry. Into Underhome we go, once again. As you sure are hungry.
Yeah.
Poor
Can we
guys.
swing? Can we swing by Underhome Fried Chicken? There used to be an outlet right around the corner over here.
What's a chicken?
What's an outlet?
You know, like a storefront where you can get some food.
More words I don't know. What's
Like
You should know what a
booth,
storefront is.
like a place that's always there that deliver. Like you
Shit.
exchange
Oh, hello?
barter for trade goods.
I'm sorry. I should know what a storefront is? A place
should
that's
not.
always there? Hello?
That's a fair point. I will say, I will say either way, there hasn't been a storefront down here for a long time.
Genesis would probably know a bazaar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a storefront?
A
A
storefront?
stationary thing? You gotta be insulting me. Come on.
Yeah, the Venshites may not really fuck with this, it's true.
Yeah.
Nah.
Why would you
Keep
build
it moving.
something dumb
You
like
don't,
that?
you don't have a storefront, you've got a guy.
Keep it
Yeah.
moving.
I
Just keep
kinda
it
got it.
moving.
Well, they do actually have, if you think about it, they've got one trade depot out there. But it's not really
Yeah.
not really a trade depot.
Mm.
Do we wish to try the middle way? Or shall we attempt to circumvent the dwarves guarding the mines to our east?
We haven't really explored the north of wherever the manor was, so maybe we should try going up there.
Alright. You have
That's
the
fair.
comms. You may move them as you see fit.
I move a token.
There they go. They're off.
Here is the point at which we must decide.
Yes, and also the point where the dark gets oppressive and the ambient sounds become strange and unusual.
Yeah, Saoirse will point in the westerly direction so we could head north of the manor. Because we decided to go east as opposed to north because we saw all of those spirits flooding this way, and yeah, that's when we ran into the folks who were very angry at us.
Yeah.
Which direction did we just walk? Because I feel like we went southwest just now
Yeah, you went south.
with the token movement. So going north, which is where we came from, basically.
So east of here, this direction is where the dwarven community you ran into was.
Yeah, what Saoirse is suggesting is heading west and then north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Crackstone Manor is about here.
Yeah. All right.
And off we go. Nobody here is probably too excited to fight some dwarfs.
Yep. Oh, just as
No.
long as everybody's in agreement
Yep.
on which way we're going.
I don't mind. All right.
Sounds like a plan, yeah.
Let's see here. So, as Crackstone Manor, stoic and standing amongst the rubble and ruin, comes into view in the distance in the darkened gloom, anyone who cares to may make a perception roll.
I stay making perception rolls. I've never stopped except when I roll 9s. Then technically I do stop perceiving things. As is just so hungry.
Yes. Interesting. Okay. So, as it comes into view, to the north of you, let's see, Genesis and Saoirse, you both hear the sounds of somebody crying. Sounds like somebody small, maybe a child, somebody young, just sobbing quietly to themselves. The echoes kind of reverberate through the caverns.
Nah. No. 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 I'm sorry, that just had like a visceral reaction of nope, nah, nah.
Yeah, Saoirse doesn't trust that, and she is going to tell the party, why don't we go ahead and start north? And she points in the direction that we were about to head.
Okay.
Well, I think you're the only two that noticed it, so I can hardly complain.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, it may be best
What?
to avoid the manor.
What? You're gonna have to speak up.
Come on, Grandpa. Come on.
All right. Is that something coming into view left and right there, Church?
The stone?
Yeah, is that like a feature of anything, or is that just the walls?
Just stone.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah, just stone walls, more rubble, more decimated buildings and homes, more skeletal and half decomposed remains along the floor with spikes in their heads. Same usual lovely features that bring all the tourists here.
The sort of thing you come to expect. Yeah, we proceed.
Okay. So you continue your move. Alright. So, right about here, the thoroughfare that you've been traveling begins to open up. The amount of rubble increases, and the devastation to it is much worse. You could tell at one time the area that you're coming into would have been a substantially wealthy district, just by the nature of the stone. You having a vastly increased knowledge of stonework now, and Uki, you as well, being very well versed in matters of stonemasonry, can tell that even though it's decimated and destroyed, the stonework in this area is fantastic. And you too, Belethir, most of what you're seeing here, and I'll even give you this, seems to be potentially leftover religious iconography on a lot of the surfaces that remain somewhat intact. So you think maybe perhaps you're coming into what may have been a temple district?
They have truly lavished their attention upon this place.
Or did at one time.
To listener, things that are grandly built are generally relics of the past. People don't do that anymore.
So up ahead, as you can see, is what appears to be the beginnings of an enormous fissure along the floor. This is not a natural occurrence, or as far as this is something that must have happened most likely during the Blight. It is a deep ravine that just looks like it cracked open from the floor. You can see the remains of several buildings that were caught in its wake, half toppled over. Some of them apparently have been swallowed. Foundational remains, about all that you can see, and a large number of skeletal remains around it as well. There does appear to be a vapor rising from the crevasse.
That's great. I love vapors, but how my spirits
looking? So what you're seeing, because of the volume of spirits and down here, ranging over the course of centuries too, are in various forms. You do see the ones that are fighting, the warrior spirits that remain ever vigilant and locked in forever eternal combat with the foes that killed them. But there is a large tide that's heading kind of north by northwest of you, a large tide of like women and children and elderly.
To the party at large, the dwarves attempted to flee this in this direction. It appears to be quite early. Is there civilian population?
Well, it doesn't seem to be in the direction of the domes. This east would be this way, and she points, over to the east.
Yes. I don't know if we want to take the direct path. Does that look toxic to you?
I don't know, but maybe if we just stick close to the walls, that might be enough to avoid it.
Wilhelm, what do you think?
I will say you are very much out in the open right now, in what would have been most likely a plaza of some sort.
I inquire with Wilhelm. What do you think? Do you believe such a gas would be dangerous? I have my suspicions.
Wilhelm? Wilhelm?
Discord doing the Discord thing. Discord has not stopped doing Discord things recently.
This is true. You still with us? There you are.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I was talking, but it didn't. Wasn't picking me up.
No, it wasn't.
Can I see if it's something I recognize, like from my studies or just my knowledge of the natural world?
Oh, this is a little harder. Because it is just a gas, and you obviously don't have tools for detecting gas, unless you do. There are a number of ways to determine gas lethality and dangers underground. Tell me what you're doing. What are you looking for? Let's go with that.
Well, I guess I'm going to try to test it. I am going to work on making a tool up and basically creating a test similar to a pH test. I think that'll be like one of the first things to see if I can determine and use that as a base jumping off what its pH level is. If it's acidic or something. And I'm going to use impromptu tool. Generate and create something to do it.
Okay. So here's what we'll do. Give me we'll just go with nature or survival. God, I hate the skill system in this game. Can't wait till we fix that.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Alright, normal.
I'll give
And
it
then,
survival.
sure, can you assist me?
On survival, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to look around for a little like a hand-sized rock, like a palm-sized rock.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 24.
Okay. As that won't be a problem. So, with the 24, what you do is basically create a test that uses wet litmus to check the acidity for water-soluble gases. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, you kind of hold it over the vapor and, let it come into contact with it, and you watch. And it does turn the litmus blue.
So more basic.
It's most likely an ammonia base seeping out.
I wouldn't like that at all.
No, you're probably not really digging that if you get too close at all.
No.
It is just seeping out, and this is a vaulted, huge open space, so it's not gathering, at least in any way that is harmful. If you were to fall into it, that would be a different matter.
Yeah. But as it stands right now, we can pass beside the fissure like a respectable distance and be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's ammonia. It's lighter than air, so it's rising. So which way are we going? Are we following the tide of spirits or making our way around the fissure?
Saoirse is going to suggest around the fissure because that way it's east.
Mm-mm. Listener will contemplate for a minute and then say, it is most likely that if the dwarves were fleeing, they were fleeing towards their home. It is in the correct direction, after all. We must be cautious, though. Something, though it may have been in the distant past, slaughtered truly unimaginable numbers of dwarves who were fleeing that away.
Saoirse nods.
Yeah.
Everyone, be careful. We should be fine if the gas in larger concentrations, though it can have a detrimental effect. It is ammonia based.
Yes, I believe that will affect even me.
It's times like this I miss my friend, the Vulcanist.
Were they able to cleanse the air?
Well, I mean, he had some measure of control over volcanology.
Oh,
We
he's
met
talking
him.
about the King of Ash and Bone.
Yes, didn't we meet a gentleman of that description?
Yeah, we met him. He was a good dude back in his in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, what a shame. Moving on. Anyway,
So, as you're coming into this area,
Yes.
things tighten up a
He
little
would
bit.
he'd have just like snapped his fingers and closed that fissure right up.
That would be a good trick.
Yeah, but yeah, the path begins to kind of close up a little bit. I gotta find it. Boom, boom, boom. And to your left, as you can see there is a ruined, very damaged guard tower. Falling to ruin,
Interesting.
obviously, as you can tell. Hang on. Boom. There we go. Get this stuff up here. So, you do hear the sounds of clanging tools and work being done, and the faint mumbling of voices ahead. Many voices, not like a couple people. Sounds like there's a large project in the works ahead.
Perhaps we should approach quietly. The dwarves did not seem too enthused when we came upon them along the other path.
It's fine.
How does everybody feel about
What?
that? You can hear me. You're not old by elf standards.
Saoirse nods in agreement.
Perhaps, yes.
All right. So we're moving in.
Yes, let's move in. God, how do you even do a stealth check with the whole party? I think everybody has to roll separately, don't they? And we
Yeah.
just take the lowest.
nods and casually bundled individual.
Casually bundled folk.
Looks like it's me.
No.
Oh.
What are you guys doing?
Uki does not engage in stealth, usually.
Hey,
That doesn't really seem like a Hyperstedian thing much.
I didn't know this, right?
So, you begin to try and kind of quietly start picking your way forward through the dark and gloom. Like I said, you make your way up. Up ahead, you begin to see the workings of something tremendous. I will say to the southeast of your position, like right here,
Yep.
you begin to see basically what looks to be a repurposed settlement. You do see lights inside, and you see people passing in front of them. You hear voices, the sounds of life, or at least you hope are life. To the northeast, you see what appears to be an enormous pulley system, or crane. You're not really sure. Listener, you're...
I know a bit about stone right now, but I don't know if that extends to the mining of stone.
I'm trying to think about how long you guys have been moving, too. You've covered a significant distance.
We've been on foot for a while. Our last full rest would have been at Crackstone, so we've gone Crackstone to the Argent Cove, back to the Port de Sale. What was it? Sale de Perdu. That's it.
Yeah.
Back to that, and now back to Crackstone and then north.
I'm just wondering if the hour has passed. For your knowledge.
Oh, from Saldipadu and to here?
Yeah.
I legitimately don't know. You haven't had us rest yet. I was waiting for you to tell us how long we've been going.
We'll say you're at the tail end of it.
Okay.
But yeah, you get the sense that it's some type of crane for deep mine. But yeah, that's about all you'll get out of that. So yeah, I just wanted to stop you before you get too far, because you're beginning to see these things.
Yeah, I indicate to the
No one
party.
has stopped you yet, though.
Yeah. I indicate to the party, in case they were not able to figure out what it did, that this appears to be the mining operation. They have dug quite deep. Do you think they would be as upset as the other dwarves to see us?
I think Saoirse is going to sort of make a face and then say, they might be, considering how they treated us, like, not only at that settlement, but also at Underhome. It wasn't great.
You guys were so popular.
Well, if this is the case, should we risk contact? Or should we perhaps hole up in this tower? It doesn't seem inhabited.
We have a writ of passage.
It did us little good passing the Argent Cove.
Yeah, but
And this is exactly where they seemed to be preventing us from going.
then they didn't do a very good job.
No. Ideally, they would have had a second settlement behind us here. But I am under the impression that they're stretched a little thin.
Settlement or garrison?
Is there much difference for the Forvenians?
Fair.
Not much.
I will leave it to all of your judgment. I find them difficult to predict.
Well, my first inclination is to try and pass by unseen, but if they catch us, then they may have a stronger negative reaction than if we approached.
Yeah.
I'm not used to sneaking places. Usually when I show up, trumpets and stuff. Like the whole fanfare. So sneaking around, not really my style.
I think we should walk in. There was no one to stop us here, so I feel that it honestly is an accident if we weren't supposed to be here. And that is what we tell them.
Saoirse will kind of meekly shrug her shoulders.
I don't see any reason to hide why we're here. We accidentally found this place.
Oh, you know what it's finally time for. You know what it's finally time for. Master Miss, post it again.
Yes.
What am I posting? Sorry.
Rustic hospitality.
Oh my
Wow,
god, let's go!
These are miners. They're dwarves of the land.
Hell
The
yeah.
common folk.
Oh my god.
So
These are your people.
are you gonna walk up?
I just blend right in. I'm already over there. I'm just blending right in. Yep.
So we're just walking in?
I just grab a pickaxe.
I
steady it.
gotta see this happen.
Okay. So we're just walking in then? Okay, so stop right there.
Yeah.
I need
Initiative rolls?
disadvantaged dex saves from all of you.
Is it a form of
Oof.
trap?
It is a form of trap.
I
Oh
have
god.
advantage.
So yours will be at standard.
Okay.
Mm.
I also have a natural like trap finder. How well hidden are they? They might not pass my passive.
This is a pretty good one.
All right. If it
What's your passive?
17. Is
Yeah.
it better hidden than 17?
It actually is.
All right then. Then I just get better chance to dodge.
Okay. Okay.
Wham. Could have been worse.
Mm. Hi, I'm worse.
Wow. This is
Whoa.
amazing.
God damn it.
This is amazing. I cannot believe that. So, as you decide that you're going to just kind of boldly stride in and you're just going to befriend these guys and be one with the culture and obviously not brazenly, you're careful folks, but as you do, you notice the incline starting to drop off, and then in the blink of an eye, without a sound, an entire huge panel opens up underneath you in a seam in the middle that dumps you into the floor of the stone itself, completely indistinguishable from the actual stone floor. The only one that manages to just barely twist and jump out of the way, landing rather gracefully on the outside, the way you came from, of the pit, is Saoirse.
Nicely done. I'm having severe flashbacks right now to digging deeper.
Oh no.
The rest of you, 11 points of fall damage.
I have resistance.
There you go.
You love it.
Yes. You find yourself
Who put that hole here?
unceremoniously dumped upon a huge mass of skeletal remains in various states of decay. It's very dark, it's
gross.
very stinky, and the air is thick with the smell of ammonia.
Oh no.
This is very unpleasant. I did suspect that they were not pleased for company.
Also, from within the settlement that you are heading to, a klaxon bell begins to sound.
Even better.
Clang, 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 clang.
I would like to re-roll my saving throw for dexterity because I am indomitable.
Indomitable?
Yes.
Is this a bonus feature skill?
It is in my... I don't think it just says you can re-roll a saving throw that you fell. If you do so, you must use a new roll, and you can't use.
Yeah, no,
Feature.
that's perfect. Go for it.
I'm because hey, it won't be the first time I've been the only one still standing.
Yeah, Saoirse's up there alone. She probably used the help.
Yeah. I mean, I might as well. Hey, YOLO. Damn it! And then worse the second time.
It was a good try. It was a good try. Fate was not on your side.
Is it kind of shadowy in this pit?
Everything is shadowy. You can definitely
Excellent.
shadow step out.
I'm gonna void step the fuck out.
All right.
How deep is
Out
it?
of this.
What's that?
How deep is the pit?
It was about 30 feet deep.
Oh, that's quite deep.
Yeah.
I assume the sides are quite sheer.
They are incredibly sheer, and in fact, they're covered with an ammonia-based moisture
Oh, gross.
condensation.
You know,
Go ahead.
just to actually, you know what? I'll do this in character. Can you create a ladder for everyone?
A ladder.
I mean,
Ooh, do you think if it draws upon the same power that came to check in with us, will it form out of the bones?
Oh, I am excited to find out.
wait. Hey, Church, could
Does anybody have rope before I make a terrible decision?
yes. I do have rope if we need rope.
I'll
What-
say
what-
Belethir was about to say something.
yeah, what do you want?
I was gonna say, can I use shadow manipulation to create a 30-foot ladder?
That's a little beyond your scope, just because
Gotcha.
of the size.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. You potentially could do a rope, but it would be a little thin.
Very ropey.
Not a lot
Here's
of
an
friction.
Here's an idea.
Hmm.
Can I work with Belethir? Me using transmutation and him using his shadow affinities to.
Well, no, it's the amount of shadow that he's capable of manipulating.
Okay.
Now,
never mind,
you
sorry.
could use transmutation to create a ladder out of the bone mass or the stone or whatever. That is a possibility.
I feel like as Ventrite, I would be particularly the least uncomfortable with doing that, considering that my people trade with the elves all the time, and the Galdalina have an affinity for making things out of bones.
They do.
They what?
They
So-
do indeed.
I didn't say that out loud. Shh, you're fine. If I can distract you from thoughts of
Whereas-
barbecue, I would like to ally myself with you as we try to make something out of these bones here.
So I'm assuming you guys are discussing this. Yes.
I'm
Hey.
walking over towards the ledge with my 50 feet of rope and, like, getting ready to chuck it up to Saoirse and Belethir.
So as you reach the walls, first off, listener,
Mm.
I need you to make a con save because the ammonia is really getting to you.
Can I
That's just
do-
cooking off the wall.
do something?
Of course.
What was that?
I would like to try to quickly make up a like an air canister to shoot and provide clean air, sort of like a to
A forced air environment for listener. Very powerful.
All right,
Well-
are you trying to craft this down in the hole?
yes, just make a temporary one impromptu, something to clear enough air for where we're standing.
All right, it will take you a while. Listener, you're struggling a little bit. It's not enough to hurt you yet, but you're getting there.
Oh, that's very unpleasant.
Now, so listeners moving, you guys are discussing. Saoirse, you're at the top, probably fretting.
Yeah.
Understandably. The klaxon alarm is going ding 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 ding. I'm not even gonna make you guys roll, but there is something moving under the bone pile.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
I would like to do
Just paint a ladder and create one so you can get out of there quick. Hurry.
I can't paint. What?
Child,
Okay.
I don't
As.
know if you understand what you're asking of me.
Think
All right.
Oh, shoot. Oh, this is gonna turn out poorly, okay? But just know that I
So-
did this to save you all.
Uh-oh.
Probably, I hope.
Are you doing it?
I'll do it. I'll make a ladder out of hopefully not the bones because that lady's still probably really close.
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend her too soon.
8. I don't think you've rolled the 8
Oh.
before.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's a big
Oh, no.
number.
Very big number.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yikes.
So first off, tell me what you were creating.
Hopefully a 35-foot ladder.
All right.
To get everybody the F out of the pit.
All right. So Genesis, you're kind of looking to focus as walks up to the wall and kind of spits in his hands and rubs them together and begins to like weave energy using you have a hammer, right?
Yeah, it takes
That's
hammer
your
and ding,
focus.
ding, ding, ding.
Ding.
Yeah, put a hammer in my hand.
And as you do this, and anyone watching you see Az's eyes go solid black. Not Volristad glossy black, I mean matte black, dark, as his nose begins to drip just this weird black substance, and suddenly a ladder made of pure void energy begins to form up out of the bones at his feet. He seems lost completely, and everyone in the pit feels a deep chill set into the air, an unnatural, an unholy chill. And as in your mind, as this ladder is forming, all you can see are these baleful, violet-colored eyes in the darkness staring at you.
Oh boy.
Can I do something stupid?
Yeah.
I would love to do something stupid.
And I would love to try to do something after this, but I
Okay.
guess
Okay.
yeah.
That's all good.
Thus far, Az and Listener are 2 for 2 on confronting the various powers of Cairn together. I would like to pitch in.
All right.
He looks like he could probably use some help with whatever the hell is going on.
I'm very confused. I'm squinting back at this thing, kind of giving it the new phone who dis.
Well, that's
You
the
were
thing.
in the library the last time I was here.
You don't get the sense that Az is in trouble. You get the sense that Az is empowered. Az is not home right now.
Oh, Az is on something. All right. Well, in that case, think of it as just checking in on him.
Are you trying to make a connection?
Yes. That's the stupid thing.
Okay. All right. Well, let me see. Genesis, what are you doing? As this is going on, and listeners about to tap the head.
Considering the situation that we're in, and trying to see if I could use some variant of psychokinesis to levitate myself at some point in the future, not necessarily right now, just thinking about it.
No, that's a very viable thing you could do, certainly.
Because I feel like this character is very smart, but at the same time doesn't really take time to consider things because it doesn't necessarily imbue a mechanical advantage. And I'm not really looking for one. I just want to think about these things, consider these situations, so that way when they happen again, I don't do the same stuff.
Levitation is a cakewalk. Like you would spend a point per round. No
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
So yeah, you definitely do that. That's no problem.
That's it. Just vibing. Black
Okay.
eyes, leaf plant guy, reaching over. Uh-oh.
Alright. And is anyone else doing anything? Uki, I see you lighting up. You got something in mind too?
Oh, am I lighting up?
Oh, it may have just been noise coming through. I thought maybe you were trying to say something.
Oh, no. I'm just sitting here wondering about whether or not I'm going to be on a void bone ladder. Start sitting here trying to figure out what I can do with bone stuff.
It's just a normal, like, looking ladder, but just made out of void, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, listener, you reach out. Roll a d20 for me, listener.
Hey, here we go.
You got this.
That is a 17.
Okay. So you peer in, and it's like you get a psychic feedback hits you. When you reach out, you're familiar with Az's mind at this point, in the sense that a psychic would be. It's kind of like recognizing someone's face to a point.
Yes.
That's not what you touch.
Oh.
And what you touch, just your hand, your psychic hand that you reach out with, just repulses back, like instinctually. There's a part of you, what you are, not who you are, but what you are, that is reviled and just scared. You are scared by what you see there. You don't even really know what it is, but you are afraid for a moment. Not enough to like tremble or anything, but enough to be like, whoa, what was that feeling?
That's not good. This, not good.
But as he completes, you complete the ladder. It's beautiful, shimmering, gold like obsidian, rising up out of the bone, leaned up against the top. Just sitting there, it's pristine, it's beautiful, it's covered with strange bas-relief filigree that just winds around. It's a beautiful creation. And you kind of snap out of it, but the image of those violet eyes staring out at you in the darkness sticks with you. It's in your mind. But your eyes kind of go back to normal, and there's still that black streak of whatever that was that came out of your nose on your face.
Kind of wipe that away. Just kind of,
Yeah.
that's different. All right. Weird.
There is still something moving under the bones.
Oh, guys, use the ladder quickly, please.
Yeah,
Make haste.
let's get out of here. I will take whatever amount of ammonia damage is necessary to not be down here.
Okay. So, what side of the pit did you put the ladder on? Was it on Search's side or the other side?
Yeah, so it comes, the top of the ladder is near Sersha.
Okay, just making sure.
And
So-
Belethir.
And Belethir, who Shadow
Yeah.
or Void stepped out.
Yep.
So, you guys scramble up the ladder. It's fine. Those of you other than it's beautiful, but at the same time, every touch, it's a very strange feeling. It's like something leaves you every time you touch it. You don't take any damage, it's just a sensation, but it doesn't feel nice. You make it to the top, and as you do, you begin to see like skeletal and half gnarled, rotted hands begin to kind of break the surface of the bone and start clawing as if something's trying to claw out. Dozens of them. But as that happens, you also see a small contingent of about a dozen dwarves coming up to the other side of the pit with lanterns in hand.
I casually dismiss the ladder.
Go away. Okay.
Get out of here. Go on.
Shoot.
So they walk up. They're on the other side of the pit from you. And as they approach, the klaxons finally quiet down. A very stark and disturbing sound in this location, because it was very loud and echoed and reverberated very loud through the caverns. So they make their way to the other side. Well. Look what we have here. Do you know how long it took to set that up?
No.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work getting out of it. So, good job on your trap.
You should not have been here, should you? Who are you?
You don't know?
I don't care. But who are you anyway?
I like this guy already.
Saoirse will tap Uki and tell her to, like, present the writ of passage.
Uki?
You mean the
letter.
the letter? Oh, the letter from my grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna walk up and say, "Oh, our apologies. Here's a letter that you perhaps may want to look at."
So he looks up at you. Way up at you. As you walk around the pit and hold the letter out. You can see they're very much on guard, but they don't seem to be too worried about you guys. Like they're not withdrawing or pulling up weapons. They're just kind of watching her walk around the pit. He takes the letter and opens it up. And then he shows it to the guys behind him, and they kind of whisper amongst themselves a little bit, and you hear them kind of tittering and laughing a little bit. And he looks at it again, and turns it over, turns it back, and folds it back up and hands it back to you, Uki. This is the worst art I've ever seen.
The first what?
I assume this is art. I don't know how to read.
Oh.
Fair. Fair.
Well.
I can read that out for you. It's in Favanian.
Yeah.
Don't condescend to the French dwarves. They'll take it personally.
No, I'm not gonna ask to speak to this manager. Who's really good with dwarven speak here? That would be.
Who's your manager?
It's you.
No,
It
who
would
in
be
our
Belethir.
party? Who in our party?
I think you. Aren't you our resident dwarf expert?
It was Kaz, but do I speak? Oh my gosh.
I think you have dwarvish. I think you've got.
I think I
Favanian.
do.
Belethir definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
two
both of
I
you
think
had
there's
it,
not
and
that.
Belethir's been doing it since you had missed the last session.
Oh, got it. Okay. So I think I will. I'll just make this very, very simple, and just say yes. So this is our hall pass to get through from the commander, the High Residing commander, as we are passing through. I mean, I'll explain to him in his language.
Well, I assumed you guys are speaking because he would have only spoken in Flavinian.
Oh, in Favinian, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry.
So yeah, you two are conversing in Flavinian.
Okay, yeah.
He looks you up and down and kind of gives you this incredulous look. I am supposed to just take your word for it that the big man upstairs has given you free rein through my home.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm gonna pull out and show him.
Do we look like Voidborn?
Do you speak Flavinian, as?
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to show him also that I have my I forget the name of it, but the banner for my my High Residing banner.
I want to explain that, that's what the letter was.
All the pretty colors and the terrible artwork.
Well, yes, I understand the craftsmanship of this may seem a bit crude, with the dwarven mastery that you have as well. That you're quite capable of producing.
No, this does very, very little to sway me. Why are you here?
We are on our way to the Shining Domes.
Don't
And-
be shining.
Domes, I'm sorry. The Dome with Shining Eyes. Sorry, it's been a long day. Dome with Shining Eyes. The Shining Domes.
Listen.
I started seeing ammonia. It was the gas, very good. I'm just a little lightheaded still from the ammonia.
Has anyone ever told you that you smell like sunshine?
Yes. I think it was another Favinian dwarf who told us that.
I am not surprised. Listen, you are all a long way off. You have taken the wrong turn. But never let it be said that I am a bad man. You look like you've seen a little wear and tear, yes? Let's bring you inside, and we will share our table with you.
We would appreciate your hospitality. Thank you so much.
Oh, don't thank us yet. You have one night, and then you must go. Oui?
Oui.
Bon. C'est bon. So,
Ça c'est bon.
c'est bon. So yeah, he kind of waves the rest of you on, and the rest of them start kind of laughing and cavorting with one another as they start walking back towards the settlement. Do you follow?
Why not?
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
If they're gonna try and kill us, they're at least much more pleasant about it than anyone who usually does that.
This is very true.
Yeah.
So,
The first people we've seen in months who seem to be having a good time.
oh, hang on, I'm refreshing my roll 20 here.
I just love the constant. I just love the constant insults. The insult that I smell like sunshine.
That's them. So, as you move closer, the ruins that they now inhabit come into view. I believe I just shared that with you guys, yeah?
Yeah.
So, the one that's done the talking so far, as you approach and the lights become more visible and the settlement kind of opens itself up to you, he spreads his stocky arms wide and says, "Welcome to Belethir, my home. If anyone asks, you are friends of Eric, and Eric's friends do not get molested in my walls."
Molested. All right, Eric.
So-
Mercy Bay cups.
Still working on the accent.
Still working on the accent. It's that odd dialect. That's what the southern dwarves sound like. So yes, he brings you into this crumbling monstrosity that at one time was probably a pretty substantial settlement, but has become far less of one in modern times. Belethir is a husk, really, of a town, a dwarven town. The outskirts of which you will see like a temple that's gone to disrepair. You'll see some state houses, once again, have also just completely crumbled in. The main structure is basically a very large apartment complex. It looks like a slum. And it's just filled with laborers and miners and workers and craftspeople that are mulling about, just minding their own business. Most of them kind of look you guys up and down as you come through and shake their heads, mumble to each other, and then go about their business. They don't really seem to be too chuffed with you being there one way or the other. Inside of this huge complex, it's just this winding maze of tunnels and rooms, most of which are just living quarters for individuals, and even you'll see occasional couples and families in there, and you get the term. The idea that this is a long-term settlement. This is nothing new, nothing small. But Elik is very proud. He walks through as if he is a king, showing you his castle, and looks back from time to time to try and make sure that you're duly impressed.
If
Okay.
he's looking
So,
back at us, has he spotted me yet?
Are you hiding?
I'm not invisible or anything, but it takes the dwarves a little while sometimes to look underneath the hood of the traveling clothes.
It's true. If he has noticed, he's not really making a big deal of it.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean, Saoirse's smiling, like, she can't really understand Eric, but she's just happy that, I think she can tell that he's, being friendly and, like, cordial, so she's just, happy that we finally found some friendly folks here who are willing to be hospitable.
He's either really friendly or he's making fun of you guys like mad. You're not really sure, but it's one of the two.
so I think I'm just gonna match his sort of like, spoilingly sweet. What I know it's an insult. I get it, But as we walking around and he's showing, I'm going, oh, comme c'est magnifique, c'est magnifique, bon. Oh.
So one of the things that your character would know more than the others, Uki, is the Flavinians have a propensity for blunt honesty. They do not hold back. They do not have internal dialogue. And they don't believe it's rude to just say, like, oh, you smell like shit, or you're ugly as hell. It's just them stating a fact. They don't mean anything by it, necessarily. But at the same time, they think that you're weak and stupid if you're offended by it. It's a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this is just him being him. He's not as serious as the dwarves you met in Grundholm. And you get the impression that out here, maybe in this location, they see a little less action. If the pit trap that caught you guys was any inkling of how they do business here, you get the sense that they might be pretty well protected unless there's something more going on here you're not aware of.
There usually is.
So, that being said, Alik leads you into a large central room within the complex. In this room is a very long table, several fires burning with various mushrooms and fungus cooking on spits and in stews and on grills, and some of them are just raw. But yeah, there's mushrooms being cooked everywhere. You get that smell of mushrooms cooking and very few spices. But you also get the smell of grog and ale, as well as what seems to be wine. He leads you in and offers you a seat at the table.
Saoirse will sit down graciously.
Good.
Yeah.
So,
Let's have a seat.
Take
Anybody
a seat
hungry?
and begin ravenously stuffing my face with just everything, both fists. Oh, that plate? Some of that.
Rude.
Some of that. Some of that. Just
So
like
rude.
handful straight to the face. Every platter.
so that gets a raised eyebrow as he watches, and he looks over at you, Uki. Yeah, he does. He says, I was under the impression that the Golduina only ate each other, or the people that they caught in the desert. This one is eating mushrooms.
Oh, he'll eat anything, but he'll eat anything, but even he can enjoy savory food. This is quite a feast for us in our travels. So that merci beaucoup. J'adore les champignons. De la terre, pomme de la terre.
Allez, le bon temps roulé.
Hey.
I don't know if they have any potatoes down here, honestly. I'm not sure if potatoes have survived the blight. They're usually pretty bad with those.
The Culvart have potatoes, ironically.
Hey. I'm just glad they exist. What's a world without potatoes?
So, he looks at you, Uki, and says, "Is he always so ugly?"
Well, they can't help it. I mean, he's rather old.
I'm worried he's going to scare the children.
Well, I think it's dark enough in here. They hopefully the light is dim. They may not see it.
Oh, this is a fair point. Yes, you make a very good point. Listen. So, feed yourselves. There's wine, there's beer, and I think that you are okay. I think that you are stupid. But
It's stupid for traveling all this way. I could see why you would think that, but we have a greater cause.
Causes.
Do we still have a bottle of that Shawnakesian brandy?
They were in 3 kegs, and we left them all on the RT.
Oh, they were kegs. I was hoping we had bottles. If anybody left in Cairn could really appreciate Shawnakesian brandy, it's these dudes.
But I thought that somebody did have like some flasks that they were going to put some of it into.
No, Saoirse was planning on carrying, because I thought they were bottles too. Saoirse was planning on carrying all 3 of the bottles with them, and then it was like, they're kegs. I'm like, can't carry that, no.
Yeah, we were really pressed for weight coming down here.
No, they are on the RT, safe and sound.
So yeah, they will offer you mediocre wine and mediocre ale. The ale down here and the wine, you'll be happy to know, is actually made with fungus.
Wonderful.
And giving it a very unique, heady flavor.
Nothing like a little mixed fermentation farmhouse, or should we say mushroom house?
Yes.
Hell, little
Full
grit.
of very mild neurotoxins.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great.
We
So
may see the faces of our departed gods. That's just a thing that happens.
as this is just not doing it for you. Maybe it's because it's fungus. It's just not. No matter what you eat, it's just not. It's like being on Adkins times 1,000,000.
I'm so hungry.
Don't eat any of the children. I already scared enough of you as it is.
Saoirse will partake graciously.
Oh, I could go for some veal.
Wilhelm.
What's veal?
You don't want to know.
Wilhelm,
Yes.
has our friend Az seemed a little disturbed to you?
I have been talking to him this whole time. Have I gotten any feeling or a psychological profile?
He's hungry. Maybe he's got worms.
There is something. Not sure what. His appetite does seem slightly excessive. But as for the reason, don't know.
He is experiencing several changes. It seems as if the source of his power has been altered. He's recovering from that wound to the chest.
Are you guys speaking? Oh, you're speaking mentally.
Telepathy!
Is
Yes.
as is excluded? I take it.
Yeah, this is a single link.
Okay.
Listener can gossip freely.
So, are you guys going to take Eric up on his offer to stay the night?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Not open for debate.
No, it seems very
It's a smart
generous.
move.
I may even attempt to speak with one of them,
It's a smart move.
which would be fun.
So, the meal will go on for a few hours. There will be mushroom steaks, mushroom stew, mushroom salad with sprinkles of lichens and cave moss. There will be mushroom patties, mushroom loaf, mushroom beer, mushroom wine. You get the idea.
See, all this is sounding delicious to me out of character.
Yeah, well, it's not terrible. All things considered, there's actually a substantial variety to the palate. All things considered. Now, granted, if you're used to fine dining, this is it's okay. It's doing the job. You know?
Out of character, I just really fucking love the taste of mushrooms.
I do too. Don't worry. But yeah, aside from just the quirk of being a Flavinian, they're actually pretty jovial, pretty welcoming. Several of them try to talk to many of you over the course of the meal. And when you don't understand them, they just kind of laugh and point at you and go back to the eating like nothing happened. You get the point that they're probably making fun of you at some point or another, most of them. But it's not a cruel thing. It's just a you're an idiot for being here, but you're okay type thing.
Do any of them try it to me? I want to spook the Forvine.
You sure?
Well, I mean, listener does not want to spook them, but it will probably spook them a little bit when he does his thing.
Yeah, of course. One will definitely.
I have drawn back my hood as I sit at the table so they can readily see I am a slightly translucent plant man.
Let me see something here. We will leave something to chance. Oh.
Ah, that's a beautiful number.
So
one of my favorites.
You draw back the hood. Eric's eyes kind of get wide, and he leans his head back. He goes, "Whoa, sacre bleu!" Sorry, I'm joking. He doesn't actually say that. Yes. But no, he draws back, and his eyes kind of go wide. He goes, "Oh, I have seen one of these before. Yes."
I extend my hand in his direction and attempt to offer him a link.
Your physical hand?
Yeah, just to indicate that I'm doing it to him. It can kind of spook people if it comes out of nowhere, you know?
He looks at your hand and looks up at your blank face. Yes. You'll know this is quite tempting, but I'm afraid my good lady wife might object.
Listener will hardly be able even to parse this. But he feels the knock at the door.
You see him kind of startle and shake. What is this?
I wave and I point at myself.
Oh, you are doing the brain speech, yeah. Okay. So he kind of settles down on the bench and puts his elbows on and blinks a few times and puts his fingers on his temple. Goes, I am ready.
I take that as sort of letting me in. He's trying, at least.
Yeah, he won't fight you.
All right. I wished to thank you for your hospitality.
Okay, go ahead. I am waiting. Thank me.
All right. I'm afraid I have little to offer as recompense.
Such fancy words. I don't believe we've asked for anything.
You have not. And you have been so generous. It is very pleasant. I do enjoy speaking to people, but it seems to disturb many down here.
Well, that's because you are sticking yourself inside their brains.
It's all I have.
I wish I could get away with that. But no, this is very strange.
Yes. You've seen my kind. They travel here only rarely.
We, very briefly, it was not here.
Ah. You have traveled also. This makes more sense.
Oh, come see, come saw.
Might I ask, while we are speaking, you said that we were heading the wrong way. If we seek the domes of the Shining Eyes.
We? That is correct.
Could you direct us the correct way? Many of the dwarves we have met here below have been uninterested, at best, in our progress.
I have not been there.
Then how do you know we travel incorrectly?
Well, I know where it is. I just have never been there.
Oh.
All I know here is Le Fosse, where we work, and the forges. This is what we do. We maintain the fires of Underhome. Quite proud, yes. We definitely. This is the most important location in all of Underhome.
And proud you should be.
Yes, I said this, yes.
Unfortunately, we are committed to a somewhat perilous quest, and cannot stay to appreciate the fine metalworks.
Well, I only gave you the day, so this is fine. You will go north from here.
This is very well, then.
But
is there much to hassle us? Beyond the usual deathly creatures of the Blight?
So he says this out loud. In fact, everything he's saying is out loud as well as in his mind, because he doesn't really get the connection.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, there are many strange things that lurk in the dark places of Underhome. Many lost and forgotten places. Many things no living man or woman should ever see. Many things that desire to not be seen. Many things that should never be seen again. You, all of you, stupids, very, very stupids, are traipsing into hell. I would not go there. Smart thing to do would be to turn around, go back through Grondholm, go up the Grand Stair, go back out to the sunlight, where you can smell up the upstairs, rather than down here. This is the best plan. Yes.
Alas, I have obligations to fulfill before I can see the sun again.
Yes, honor. Graveyards are filled with the honorable.
Honor I do not know. I don't think we do that. But I have a question I must ask the gods. More of a complaint, really.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Listener said he has a question he must ask the gods.
The gods.
Oh, sorry. I thought
Yes,
you were
not
asking
this
me
guy.
something. I thought you were talking about me.
No.
Okay. The gods. The gods are not here. You are alone.
Indeed. They are not.
The only
Well.
decent one of all of them was Zavkon, and he's long gone.
Yes, this is my understanding as well. But there are ways and means. And one of them lies at the domes of the Shining Eyes.
Well, is the fool's path takes them to the edge of nowhere. Then the fool must wander there. Yes, the fool must definitely wander there. I will not stop you. You are free to go and die. If you have anything valuable, perhaps you could leave it here for us. It would be much better used amongst the living than traipsing around out there with the wandering dead in the caverns of the dark north.
The thing I value most, I feel, would not be of great appeal to you. What use have you for a little sunlight?
You've brought plenty of stuff with you. Woo!
Be well, Eric.
What was your name?
I am Listener.
This is a shit name.
I've only had it for a little while. It was not exactly a name before. You have to be a person to have a name, you see.
This is fair. So, my friends, finish your meals. You may sleep in the room off to the side there. Is this enough room for all of you? Yes?
Oh, yes, that should be fine for us. Thank you so much.
Listen very, very closely. He's talking to Uki once more. Make sure you spread this to your friends and allies. Do not, under any circumstance, no matter what you hear, smell, taste, see, or anything, do not come out of your rooms, and most certainly do not go wandering outside the settlement. Do not leave Belethir. Do you understand?
You mean during the night, or
Oui.
do you have chamber pots in those rooms?
There is a hole in the corner.
Okay.
That's the height of technology, actually.
That's how they fertilize the mushrooms.
Gotta do it somehow. Mushrooms
gather
in,
the-
doo-doo out.
Ammonia. I will, well, what, why, are you concerned for us to leave our rooms?
This is not something to question. Just do this. Oui? Now, we must
I
go...
will pass. Yes, yes, but we don't want to disrespect your hospitality as our hosts.
We must go reset the trap that you ruined. More work.
What was that trap set for, by the way? I mean, was there something in particular that you were trying to catch or avoid?
You have not been down here for very long, have you?
Not particularly, no.
You will learn. This is the safest way to keep my home free of distasteful things. Although you're here, so we'll work on it.
It's in progress.
So he'll get up and he'll give a deep, kind of almost mocking in a friendly way, bow, spin around on his heel, and kind of motion to a few of his comrades, and they'll march outward to go reset the trap. And you guys are free to finish your meal.
Saoirse will do so.
Okay.
I've been kind of soaking in a bowl of water I poured out of my own water skin.
Just
Feeling good.
dipping your fingers in.
Well hydrated.
So I'm gonna make sure I tell everyone else in the party
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
what he has said about not leaving our rooms.
Saoirse will just say, okay.
Anybody else got anything?
Oh, you know, I'm looking around for spirits. You know, if they're commonly threatened in their very own streets at night, who knows what's up.
You will see a good bit mingling around outside, nothing standing out as abnormal. Within the domicile, there's more than you'd see in an above-ground structure of this size, an inhabited one. But nothing overwhelming. It's normal by your standards.
Remarkable. They managed to die relatively peaceful deaths here.
You get the sense that this place was spared a lot of destruction.
Yes. That's what I was poking at.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a question for the group. We did skip our break, and this seems like a pretty good stopping point before we engage with the mysteries of L'Ouverture.
Up to you guys. We can call it here and just say that you guys finish your meals and retire to the rooms.
I would like to keep going, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Up to you guys.
I'm fine either way. My preference is to keep going, but majority rules.
No, then I'm vibing.
All right. Yeah, we've only got about 30 minutes to midnight, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's not like...
All right. So, is there anything else you guys would like to do while you're at the dinner table?
I would like to do something.
All right, what you got?
Considering our listener in my conversation earlier, I would like to give Az antibiotic and start him on a treatment course.
All right. As the doctor's trying to give you, what is this, a suppository, a pill, a shot?
It is a pill
Okay.
supplement. Don't get excited. You have
Don't believe hypodermics will be invented for some time yet.
Actually, they are, but not by the Becht.
Oh no, the bone dancers.
No, the Sahahimu have hypodermics.
Oh, they do? That's fancy then.
you have been injured by a couple of things that have potentially had some sort of infectious. I have this pill. I'd like to start you on a treatment, so if there was diseases or such, they can start clearing your system of them.
I don't understand these words. What is infections and diseases and I don't what?
Just take it. It'll help you. It'll help you feel better. It's okay.
Is it food?
No, but it still helps you.
It might help with your appetite.
Yeah.
It's a type
Eat
of
it.
food. It's a
I
beneficial
take it, I
food.
slam it down. I'm so hungry. You said it was food. I'm eating it.
It can help. It should be able to help with your appetite.
That better work. Don't make a liar out of me. That better work.
All right. Should we roll to see if he's allergic? No, just joking. Just joking.
I
Ah.
wash it. I wash it down with a mushroom.
Okay.
I just say grab an extra mushroom. I'm so hungry.
Mm.
doesn't work, but I'm folding the mushrooms and I'm putting mushrooms inside the folded mushrooms and making like mushroom taco pitas. It's fun. I'm just like shoveling these things down.
Mushroom taco pitas. I love it.
I'm envisioning just one mushroom that has been hollowed out, whose cap is just the size of your head, and you filled it with smaller mushrooms successfully.
Question.
Yeah.
Do I need to know what something is in order to transmute it into that?
Depends on what. Tell me what you're wanting to do.
I would like to transmute the mushroom stuffed mushroom pita into a finely cooked piece of veal.
Oh.
But I don't know what veal is, so
It's beef.
Oh, okay.
It's baby cow beef.
No, I know, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Genesis does not know what veal is.
Well, in that
So it's
case,
kinda-
what does Genesis think veal is? This could be interesting. Someone who has never heard of veal hears the word veal. What do they picture in their mind?
Do you know what an eel is? Would Genesis know what an eel is?
I'm struggling so hard. Like, context clues are non-existent at this point. I'm just like, maybe I would like try to figure out what he's talking about. Like,
Oh,
look around. Like,
I bet I have a random table we could use.
oh God. I did specify finely cooked.
Gamers do love.
Oh my God! No one's gonna tell me what the. Anybody a hint, please?
I will happily.
Yeah, if Genesis is saying this out loud, Saoirse will tell
I'm just
her.
like, what the
Yeah.
frick is that?
It is
Saoirse will tell
a.
her.
Yeah. Okay. Why would you? Oh God! Why would you eat that? Oh.
What? Because the meat hasn't had a chance to toughen up yet.
That
It means
just
it's like, oh my god, it melts in your mouth.
that. Okay. Cancel. Cancel. Cancel.
You cancel?
Cancel. Just completely cancel. It starts to mush into something else, but then it just goes It goes back to its original unchewed state of mushroom. Because Genesis is just like, nope, nah.
Alright, we'll go with that.
I think you know why.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So, as the night winds down and you guys, you probably a little socially lubricated, a little buzzed from the mushroom wine and the mushroom beer. All of you are satiated, except for Az, who just can't get enough. And of course, the night winds on. Elik and his crew return from resetting the trap, share a couple drinks with you guys, and then head off to their individual rooms for the night. And the lantern lights begin to dim, and you hear a single klaxon chime. Dong! And the structure begins to go quiet. And lights begin to go out one by one. You get the impression it might be bedtime.
If we're long resting, can we take the time to start setting up a triage and healing and stuff?
That's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do.
That 11 points of fall damage was brutal. So I would love to take some time to recoup from the several rounds of keeping up a ring of light.
Okay.
I will happily, now that we actually have a moment, that's the food, start treating everyone.
Okay. So, just to save time, I'll let you make your rolls, and unless you want to role play it out, that's up to you guys.
Saoirse will tell Wilhelm that she is feeling fine and will just curl up and go to sleep.
All right.
Uki is feeling okay and is actually going to take a first watch. Something just
All right.
has a bit of concern. So she'll be I say first watch. I'm gonna I'm gonna clean my guns and make sure they're loaded. My pistols and my musket. Make sure everything's in good use, especially pitch, since somebody else. Well, no, actually, I'm not gonna rub on pitch. We know what happened with that.
All right. So you're taking first watch. Just so you know, the room is about 15 foot square. It's not huge by any means, but big enough. It has one window looking out on the northern courtyard. In the distance, you can see some faint kind of torch lights outlining the huge crane you saw earlier and what appears to be something else in front of it. A well, maybe, but it's enormous if it is. You can't really tell.
Okay, and so during this first watch, I'm going to have just a short conversation. I'm focused on cleaning my firearms, but I'm going to say, listener,
Yes.
did anything strike you as odd about the instructions that he gave us? Seemed quite adamant.
Yes.
I think we should be extra vigilant. Not that you aren't already, always ever present, omnipresent, but
They're unlikely to catch me sleeping, but yes, it did seem unusual. I believe they may have some special arrangement to defend their town and preserve their somewhat genial existence here.
I don't think
for one, would comply with their instructions. I would hardly begrudge them whatever they've done for safety in such a terrible place.
I would agree completely. I just think we should be extra vigilant as well, because we don't want to wind up in the crossfire of anything, or if they have a concern that they're not expressing to us, we should just be on alert.
Yes, my senses are open. I admit, I am curious, but I'm trying to master my indulgences in this.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
All right.
Okay.
So, what you doing?
I put my shackles on, and I went to bed. And I'm having a very peaceful sleep, I hope.
Okay.
Oh, he's trying.
All right. So you're going to get some rest. I need you to make a roll for me.
I love doing that, sure. What kind?
So before I tell you the roll,
Uh-huh.
your dreams are plagued with visions of darkness and those purple eyes glaring into your soul. You hear this guttural voice in an alien language that you just can't quite seem to grasp, but at the same time manage to somehow understand this strange nuance, and every syllable is like a hammer and chisel right at the base of your skull, digging into your consciousness deeper and deeper and deeper with every word. You cannot move. You are pinned down with the weight of this oppressive shadow looming over you, and you tremble. Is it fear? Is it excitement? Is it pain? Is it ecstasy? You're not sure, but you are confused by it, whatever it is, as this horrible, shadowy darkness just seeks entry into your most intimate thoughts and memories, trying so hard to find a foothold. Roll D100 for me, please.
Okie doke.
Beautiful.
Bam!
It's pretty high.
82.
Pretty high.
82. 82 is a number.
Okay. I'm going to send you a love letter.
Oh, I love those.
All Alright, so I'll do this through Discord, because that's probably easiest, huh? And that way it's super secret.
See, I just have this visual image of Az wearing like these comfy flannel pajamas, you know, with like maybe Teletubbies on him or something. But then he's got his shackles on. Very colorful pajamas and shackles for bed.
Yep. And then little like fuzzy slippers with ears. Little puppy slippers.
Jesus.
There
you go.
I'm gonna treat everyone, and do you want me to just roll? I rolled one, so we can use that for everyone, or I can roll individually if you prefer.
It's up to you. I'll let you like one universal roll if you choose to. But...
yeah, we'll just go with the. Okay. I know it's minimum, but
it's fine.
Make it easier.
So what did everybody get back?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Everybody managed to heal back 3 thanks to the administrations of the good doctor. And of course your point for a night's rest by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I draw the sunstone out so I can absorb a bit more light.
Yeah.
I know it's not as good as sunlight, but do I get some more hit points back using my regeneration?
I'll give you 3.
I'll take it.
I'll give you 3. Because it is just a... Well, this is the sunstone.
This is the sunstone, not a phosphor stone.
That's true.
Reminder that Saoirse did say she was fine and didn't need anything in the way of medical care, so, you know, save some, you know, supplies for the rest of the folks.
That's good. That's good that you mentioned that, actually. Let's go with 6, because you're using the sunstone.
I'll take it.
Alright, and as you got my... Oh, yeah, you got it. Good. Okay. Alright, so, as is having troubled dreams, you can tell. Sweating profusely and kind of kicking around. You get the impression, knowing as it's best not to wake him. You might end up with a glaive in your eye.
That's why I'm wearing
the gauntlets, the shackles, yeah.
It's for your protection.
Smart move. Smart move. So, Uki, you're on first watch with your listener who doesn't sleep. Let's do a perception roll for the first watch. Okay.
And the backup.
All right. Listener.
Yes.
You sense a presence outside in the yard. Something small.
The doorway from the room is open, right? We're watching out the doorway.
The doorway leads into that main room where the big tables and everything were. You have a window that looks out onto the main plaza and out across to where the crane and everything are.
Okay. Well, I'm not daring to cast Green Sight in town, but I will use my enhanced vision.
Okay. It's definitely more than it's definitely more than 60 feet.
All right, then I probably can't see much of anything.
No, I mean you're using your plant sight to begin with.
Yes.
So yeah, your senses expand. Like you get the sense of a presence with your mental ability out there. There's a sentient presence moving around out in the plaza, but you can't see anything, quote unquote.
To Uki, I say, do not be alarmed. There appears to be something moving through the darkness outside.
Oh, goodness. Can you sense whether it's anything that could be a threat?
In my experience, most creatures that have enough of a mind to register can be a threat, but nothing in particular about it indicates it as such. You know, it's not, say, a greater power. Probably.
Well, we were told not to leave our rooms, so I don't think we should go out and investigate. But
Yes.
you sense it, or you saw it out the window?
Oh, sensed, most certainly. I could hardly
You sense.
see into that darkness.
You sense. Oh, because yeah, it's dark. Hmm. Oh, you have your enhanced vision. Yeah, unfortunately. I have careful eyes, but I can't see in the dark that far, so.
It may become apparent to us if it approaches, but otherwise, let's do our best to ignore it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna stay awake a little bit longer. And
Okay.
by this time, because we've done this, been working on my firearms, I have both pistols, loaded and at the ready, as well as my scope muskets all ready to go too. So, but I'll have my pistols ready. Simply because you never know, we might have to defend ourselves.
Okay. So, listener, as the night progresses, you can't shake this feeling that there's a presence out there. It's like a mosquito in your ear. It's moving around, and it shifts and changes. Like the person you're sensing this, and it's a very ambient sensation, a very abstract sensation, because it changes and it shifts and morphs and moves. Like you're just using your mind, I'm assuming, to kind of follow it and
Yeah, that's all I've got to work with at the moment.
yeah, to be aware of it. But it's there's an organic presence there, and then sometimes there's several organic presences there, and then sometimes it's very far away, and sometimes it feels like it's right outside the window.
At any of the points where it seems to be right outside the window, does it actually come into visible range?
Are you going to stand by the window to see?
Yeah.
Okay, because the shifts are very kind of quick.
Yes, as I feel it moving around, listener will get up and stand by the windows and inform Uki. It seems to be moving, but it moves very strangely. I'll watch from here. Perhaps it will come in view.
Okay, you're gonna...
I'm going to go ahead and then step over to the window and have my pistols drawn.
Alright. Both of you give me perception rolls.
Okay.
Oh,
Snubback.
Dang.
that's a good one.
This is what I get in exchange for no combat ability whatsoever.
Alright. So, as the two of you are looking out the window, strange as it may be, what you see moving in the darkness finally kind of coalesces and takes shape through the gloom as your eyes adjust, and the soft light of Listener's Sunstone kind of spills out into the darkness of the plaza a little bit. It's pretty distant. Mm-hmm. But what you see are these various sized spheres, like bubbles, of pure black, like glistening with an oily sheen, pure black drifting around the plaza. There doesn't appear to be any rhyme or reason to it, no discernible pattern and most of them are very far out, too far to really see any detail. But as you're watching, one does pass probably within about 15 feet of the window, moving horizontally just across your field of vision. As it does, and the sunstone light spills out across it, you look in and you see a shimmering vision within the bubble.
Ooh.
And what you see is this very strange looking group of people that you don't recognize. Very strange looking indeed. You see a very short man with a strange looking weapon and red hair.
Yes, this is where I thought this was going.
You see a ghostly white woman with white hair in a long, beautiful gown.
Oh!
You see a man wearing a derby and a large, strange-looking scimitar at his side. What appears to be a golden dragon person standing next to him. And of course, a very serpentine individual as well. All standing in front of some just mind-numbingly weird-looking wall with these windows filled with pictures flashing in and out different places and people and locations along this extremely damaged and worn table, maybe desk, chairs. Beyond that, they seem to be surrounded by skeletal remains wearing very alien-looking clothing. And then before you know it, the image flickers and it's gone. And the bubble drifts away.
Holy shit!
And with that, we will call it.
There we go.
That's a good cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to, before we go any further, thank our sponsors for the evening. Found
Good
Familiar, if I can type it right. Found Familiar, did I get it? Oh, what is going on? There we go, Found Familiar Coffee, if I can spell. Don't forget to get your coffee, don't forget to get your caffeine. Gaming cannot exist without it. It is a necessity to be able to do what we do. And Debbie, thank you. 26 months and a 25-month streak. That is amazing. This is the kind of dedication we need. This is what we'll use to take over the world, and we will have Skull Splitter Dice at our side when we do it. Once again, another lovely sponsor, Skull Splitter Dice, the dice of champions, because you can indeed use them as a secondary weapon in a tight pinch. With both of these, please be sure to use code Featherfall at checkout to receive 10% off. And of course, as always, feel free to send us loads and loads of swag because we love gifts. Thank you all for joining us this fine evening. Thank you for tuning in after the fact if you are. And thank you for tuning in the future as well. Mwah. Be sure to come back next week for Sigil Confidential. Spoilers.
Things are happening.
And of course, this Wednesday, I believe we will be back with Tomb Annihilation. I think While Beyond the Witchlight will be coming back on Thursday as well. Definitely don't want to miss those. Those are starting to wrap up. Other games are about to ensue. I believe Chance is still looking for one more player for the Avatar game he's got planned. So if you get the chance, be sure to check that out. We will be back with Brindlewood Bay soon as well. I believe there's plans for an Alien RPG. We've got Deadlands coming. A lot of fun stuff in the works. I believe we may even stream a work session with World of Cairn one of these nights when we all feel like up to it and do it, just to people see what world building looks like as we work out rule systems and details, because there's a lot going into it, and it's a lot of fun for us. So definitely check us out on watch this Discord.
Links
We love
Posted.
we love to hear from you. We love to answer questions. We are always recruiting for the newer games. Discord's how we do it. Don't miss your opportunity to be a part of the fun and fantastic, fanatical, flamboyant, futuristic, fair weather, Fengally, Fudda stuff. It's late. Fifth Bath. Thank you guys. We love you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
No.